Oh, G Funky Boxing is back. Another edition of Boxing First, because we always keep boxing first around here. My co-host for the night from Warwick Boxing. And guys, the link is in the chat. I want you guys to hit that link, subscribe to my brother Joseph Heron.
Yay! Thank you, brother.
Oh yeah.
I just got my Taylor restrung, and it sounds like a dream.
Definitely it does, man. Thanks for joining us tonight, Joe.
Oh, I tell you what, brother. I'm sorry. What did you ask me?
What'd
What'd you ask me?
Let me ask you something.
Hey, what'd you ask me? Are you asking for 150 million?
Oh, we're gonna ask for 200 million. You're killing the fight. Thank you all for joining us on Twitter as well as YouTube. Appreciate it, guys. There's a lot to unpack and unfold here with this fight. Yeah. So let's just get right into it, okay?
Hey,
the question.
First of all, before you move forward, sir, I absolutely love the thumbnail. That just kicks major ass, brother. I love it. Absolutely.
And I know my best watchers, my most loyal watchers. Yeah, the hate watchers. Seen that. Their blood started curling. They started grinding their teeth, punching the air. Fuck this guy, man. I'll kill him.
Dude, I tell you what, man, but maybe we should invite a certain psychologist. Someone who, studies psychology to be a special guest on your show. What do you think?
Well, maybe one day. We'll see. But look, I'll open up the phone lines here in about 10 minutes. Joe and I are going to give our thoughts on what Canelo Alvarez had to say when he was asked. And again, look, he was bombarded with questions about David Benavidez. And this tells you guys what kind of event this will be if this fight ever happens, guys. Make no mistake about it, okay?
It's a hot fight.
Yep. So, I mean, look, I'm not trying to take anything away from Munguia. Again, Munguia brings a lot of fans to the event as well. But we know the real fight that the fans want to see is David Benavidez. There's no fucking doubt about it, guys. People can twist it and turn it any way they want, right? But the fact that Canelo was asked by, I mean, just about every reporter that was there, the situation with Benavidez, that tells you that, yeah, people want to see this fight, man.
Yep.
And so when he was asked about it, all right, he said, I need $150 to $200 million to fight David Benavidez, man. Now, I know a lot of people have been taking that and, making content off of that. Like I put in my thumbnail, he's running from Benavidez. He wants all this money. Joe, do you think that's true? Is he running from Benavidez?
Look, until the only way you can make a strong case for him avoiding a specific fighter is if a sanctioning organization mandates a fight and he shows no interest. That's it. Okay, but until the WBC says that or just slams a gavel down on that and mandates the matchup, you really can't say that definitively. But yeah, it sure looks that way to me. But you know what? That's well within his right. He's earned that. Okay? He's earned that. Canelo Alvarez is one of the biggest earners in boxing. What I take exception to is all of the club level guys, mid-level attractions, non-ticket sellers who are still trying to use that philosophy while navigating their careers. Keep in mind, guys, Canelo has faced a virtual who's who at 54, 60, and now 68, cleaning out that division minus Dave Morrell Jr. and David Benavidez.
Mm-hmm.
He's fought how many Hall of Famers has he fought? Miguel Cotto, Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Shane Mosley. Who else? Unfortunately,
Mm,
you can't count Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in that list.
right.
Gennady Golovkin, future Hall of Famer. Who else? He's fought Erislandy Lotto, is going to be fighting on March 30th, who's 42 years old.
Yeah, and I don't know. I probably don't think he would get voted in, even though he's a fantastic fighter. But
Absolutely.
I don't
No, he's not
see.
going to get voted in.
Yeah,
But
I don't see that.
Austin No Doubt Trout, who just whooped some ass in bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah, no doubt. Trout, a guy who you used to work with back in the day, Joe. How about that?
Oh, yeah. I tell you what, Austin's my guy.
Yeah,
That guy
yeah.
is all class, man. He to this day, he still sends me a Christmas card every single year.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. How about that? Trout does seem like a nice gentleman, and really, all these
He
years
is
that I've
he is
been
one of the best mentors. Like right now, he's training and mentoring young fighters.
right
That's
on,
what a good guy he is.
right on for Trout, man.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say what's up to Lisa Bells in the chat. Thank you for joining and always sharing the shows. I appreciate that, Lisa. And also Lance Meyer here as well. He says, this thumbnail.
Woo!
I had to fuck with them. I have to, man, because
Oh, of course, of course, of
these
course.
guys have been riding my nuts for years, man. So, it is what it is. But look, the 150 to 200. There are channels out here, and Joe, we just heard a video. We're not
Oh
going to
boy.
say whose channel this is
It
because
almost made me sick. Okay. Now look, I'm gonna share my opinion before you start to go off, brother. Okay.
sure.
Um, look, now as I said that before, Canelo's earned this. Does he really think? Now, look, in the past, if you're in this business, and even if you're not, um, oh boy, how do I say this without insulting anybody? I can't, so I'm just going to go out and say it. Look, he's pricing himself out. Look, no network is going to be willing to pay that much money, and he knows that.
but
That's why he threw that price tag out there.
but Joe, Tyson Fury's getting 200 million in Saudi. I mean, he's not as big as Canelo, right?
Well, first of all, I know for a fact Tyson isn't making that much for this fight. Okay. And second of all, Tyson is a global commodity in multiple entertainment platforms. Okay. He's going to be the next Bond henchman in the MGM new Bond movie, right? I know this for a fact now. He has a successful series on Netflix. Okay, I know Canelo's a big star in Mexico, but where else?
Right. The US? I don't know anymore.
Well, we'll see because, dude, if you were in attendance at that press conference or even streaming online, you
Yeah.
almost had to question who the A side was according to the fans in attendance. Was it Munguia?
Munguia had a lot of people there. Yeah, a lot of
And look,
support
we've
there.
been telling you guys, he's a very popular fighter in Mexico, and it showed.
Yep.
So, and now you've got PBC actually standing firm. Well, no, we want to make money. So we need a popular opponent, a more enticing level of opposition. Okay, and it's not Charlo, obviously.
Nope.
We need someone like Munguia standing firm on that. Why are they doing that, Canelo? Why are they doing that, G Funky? If Canelo is the big breadwinner in boxing.
Yeah, because and like he said in the same interview, they say they offered me the 50. I can make that with anyone. No, you can't, man. You can't anymore.
No, you can't. Not
You
anymore.
can't. So we, yeah, you're gonna have to fight someone that's either already a draw, and look, we're gonna see if Munguia's drawing power is what it is.
It is
in May, and I think it is. I think it's going to do well. But yeah, Charlo, you can't do that with a Charlo. You can't do that with a Spence. These were the guys that he was supposed to fight on this PBC deal. So those guys had to get scratched from the deal, and now we got Jaime Munguia, possible Benavidez next. We'll see. But yeah, they're saying, hey, look, Canelo, you want a guarantee of 35 million. We're going to need you to fight someone that's either the public thinks is a threat to beat you or someone that's got a lot of fans that's going to bring those fans to the party. And yeah, like you said earlier, man, his star might be fading in boxing here in the US. Now let's address this real quick too, because this is another thing that fans have been running around with. All right, this is from Jay. David ran to 175 before March to set the mandatory. Okay,
I'm sorry. What does that even mean, G Funky?
I have no idea, but look, we've seen this before, guys. It's not. I mean, I don't know if you guys caught a case of amnesia, or maybe you weren't around at this time. But you know, back when Canelo won the middleweight title from Miguel Cotto, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess who his mandatory was? You guys remember who his mandatory was for that belt?
Gennady Gudayevich Golovkin.
That's right. And that fight did not happen. And as a matter of fact, Canelo said here, he did his best impression of The Rock to Mauricio Suleiman and the WBC. And he said, you could take that belt, shine that thing up, turn it sideways, and stick it straight up your candy ass.
I'm sorry, what's your name again?
It doesn't matter what your name is. So yeah, the mandatory, Jay, means dick. Okay, it means dick in this situation. So that's not an excuse. Okay, I'm sorry, it's just not. All right.
Yep.
So let's see. My man Fotex says, "Man, Canelo exposed himself yesterday after placing that unrealistic price tag. Canelo sees danger in facing David."
Look. Here's a little insight. And once again, this is from a very dear friend of mine who's a matchmaker. Well, shit, I shouldn't have said that even. Well, he used to work with Canelo, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's not he has no fear of anyone. Okay, they wouldn't be stepping in the ring if they did. Right? All these fighters, none of these guys, all of these guys on any given day, like if you offered Canelo 200 million, he would step in the ring with Anthony Joshua and he would truly believe that he would whoop his ass.
Indeed.
That's a guarantee, guys. So let's get that out of the way. But if you give Canelo an ultimatum, he's going to tell you what, G Funky?
He's going to tell you this.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
That is absolutely right. So once again, guys, and I've been telling you this for a long time since my brother told me this insider information, right? If you give Canelo an ultimatum, or if you say something he interprets as an insult, he's going to turn the other direction and do the very opposite.
Yep.
That's the reality, guys. And so he doesn't respond very favorably. And especially with the media getting behind this supposed fan mandate of, hey, you better fight Benavidez or else.
Or else
strip you. What?
Yeah, like that means something to Canelo. Oh, we'll
that
strip
means
you of the belt.
Nothing. If anything, he wants to prove you wrong. Right?
Yep. And here, Jay's back, and he says, "Bob said Fury and Usyk will do 200 million." You must have listened to that same video we did. Oh boy, do you believe that? Yeah. Do you believe that? Seriously, I mean,
yeah. Well,
guys, come on, yeah. Question here from Fotex, and we're gonna open the phone lines here, guys. We want to hear from you fans. All right, we want to hear from you guys. We don't want to leave you guys out. So, here in a minute, we're going to do that. But Fotex is asking a question. Says, so realistically, who Canelo's next big paycheck after Munguia? Is it Bum Langa? Or is he going to bring up someone from a smaller weight? look, I still think it's going to be Benavidez, man. I do. I think it's going to happen, guys. It's too big of a fight
I
for it not to
agree.
happen. And now look, I just seen this earlier today after all these videos have come out. Shout out to Electro Jet as well in the chat. Thank you for joining us. This is David Benavidez responding to Canelo saying 100 to 200, and I'll fight Benavidez tomorrow. And he says, at Canelo, if I have nothing to offer, then why are you demanding to get 150 to 200 million to fight someone
an excellent point
who isn't worth anything? Hopefully, after you make that 150 million, you have enough left over to buy a pair of huevos, cabrón.
At least some piñata swinging lessons.
Woo, man.
Dude, I'll tell you what. Look, I will give this to David. And this goes for the entire Benavidez family. For some reason, they think it benefits them, and I guess it does in their mind when they're training and they're in press conferences. They always love to talk shit. That's what they do. And that's they perform better, a lot like Terrence Crawford. They perform better if they believe that everyone is against them.
Yeah, they have to create that in their head.
That's it.
A lot of the great athletes over there. I mean, just if any of you watch that Last Dance documentary about the Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan, yeah, he took everything personal.
Yep.
And my man Joe Lopez here is right on the money. He sees it just like we do. He says maybe it's all just drama to sell the fight. Yes, you guys got to understand that. Joe, tell the fans listening right now. Tell them the two reasons
they can't handle the truth.
Tell them the two reasons why anyone would want to get inside this business, Joe. Tell them.
Guys, there are only two reasons why anyone gets in the boxing business. First rule, it's to make money. Second rule is to make more money. That's it.
Couldn't have said it any better, man. The Safotex here says his star power going to hinder after Munguia, though. If he doesn't fight someone legit, no one is going to buy another tune-up. Well, look, you're right, because his numbers haven't been, world-changing or anything like that in recent years, man. Matter of fact, it's been, 6-7 years now since that Triple G rematch? And that was the last time that a Canelo Alvarez pay-per-view did over 1 million buys, guys. It's been quite a while. Now, he's been close on a few occasions. I believe the Caleb Plant fight for Undisputed at 168 pounds was around 800,000, which is good. Very, very good for this this era of streaming, illegal streaming that we have going on. But yeah, I think you have a point in Fotex, because this is exactly why he's fighting someone like a Jaime Munguia who doesn't fit. Here's the irony of this shit, man. Munguia does not fit the notion, or how should I say this? He doesn't live up to the standards that Canelo fans have for Canelo's opponents, right? I'm not talking about all Canelo fans, right? Not all of them are bad, but a lot of them are. And that is that. Remember this? Oh, you got to earn a fight with Canelo. You've got to earn it. Well, you tell me exactly by your standards, because I've listened to a lot of this garbage, right? How did Munguia earn this fight, guys? I want someone to tell me. I want one of you fans to call in right now. The phone lines are open. I want one of you to call in and explain to me how Munguia earned, quote unquote, earned this position, right? Because ever since late 2021, I was telling everyone I wanted to see Canelo fight David Benavidez next. This was just after he had won Undisputed from Caleb Plant, and then he was rumored to fight the Makabu the Great, who was a cruiserweight WBC champion at the time. Right? I was telling people I want to see Benavidez next. It's the best fight to be made. Nah, he hasn't earned it. He hasn't earned it. Right? He needs to do A, B, and C before we get there, right? Well, he became mandatory, beating David Lemieux. They said they wanted him to start fighting the other guys in the division, the top guys. Well, he did that when he fought Caleb Plant, beat him soundly, fights Demetrius Andrade, stops him in 4 rounds. I guess they're gonna say the Ryder fight. That's what they're gonna use. But on the other hand, I keep hearing, Benavidez, he couldn't even stop Canelo's leftovers, Well, what do you call John Ryder, guys? John Ryder is leftovers, right? I guess those leftovers mean a little bit more. I don't know. You guys have to call in and tell me what it is, all right? Seriously, man. Let's see. Fotex with a few comments here. Let's see. He says, did the Bivol fight do something to Canelo mentally? I don't know. It's a good question.
Look, guys, this is why he's fighting Munguia. Because one, we didn't find anything with the Charlo fight.
Nope, nothing.
Okay? And two, he doesn't like anyone complaining about the Canelo pay-per-view product. And a lot of his fans complain that fight sucked ass. Justifiably so. This is why we're getting a guy who's going to stand in the pocket, theoretically, and fight. Okay, so we found nothing. We don't know anything since the Bivol fight about Canelo. There are a lot of theories that he's slipping, and we have yet to realize whether it's true or not.
Yep. And in the words of our good friend, Coach James Gogi, right? What would he say about Canelo right now? It could be leaking some oil, a lot of miles on that engine, What does he have left? And again, we don't know because, look, in the Triple G fight, he gassed in the later part of that fight, said he broke his hand, right? Had surgery. Okay, he gets healed up. He fights John Ryder. Now, look, I'll be honest. He won the fight clearly. I'm not saying that Canelo didn't win the fight, but he didn't look the same to me. I didn't see a lot of that same upper body, head movement, slipping and sliding, counter punching. He got hit with a lot of clean shots on the inside from John Ryder. So that's why I said, hey, look, man, he just did not look the same to me. Right. And then he fights Charlo later that year, and Charlo gives him 0 to work with. So, we still don't know where Canelo is at since he injured his hand late 2022. So, and guys, the number is on the screen if anybody wants to call in. Also on Twitter, I see there's a lot of people watching on Twitter as well. Don't be shy to call in, guys. All right. We're here to answer any of these questions for you guys. Khalid is here. He says, Canelo been bullshitting since he said he wanted the Bivol rematch, but lowballed him and claimed Bivol didn't want it.
It wasn't a serious offer. It wasn't a serious offer. Look. I'm friends with Vadim Kornilov, right? And that's Bivol's manager. Okay. I can tell you, and I called this out, and I said this was going to happen. How long ago has it been? How long ago? What was that? When I basically said this was going to happen, and guess what? It happened. I said he was going to price himself out of a rematch with Canelo because he thinks that Canelo, because he beat him, handed him the baton, and now he's the biggest star of boxing.
Yep.
It doesn't work that way, girls and boys. It doesn't. Look, the fans determine who the biggest star of boxing is, not him. And there is no torch bearer fight in boxing.
No, even though Oscar said that to the media yesterday, that this is Canelo passing the torch to Jaime Munguia with this fight. Let's see here, Fotex. Another comment here says the Mexican fans are going to turn on Canelo if you do another stylistically favored fight. His only fan base left is in Guadalajara. You know what? I hate to do this, but there's these channels here on YouTube that do the sensationalism coverage of boxing, where they come on and say, "Guess who won the press conference?" That type of shit, you know. But they pointed out that it sounded like there was a lot more fans there cheering for Jaime Munguia than there was Canelo.
What did I say? What did
Make
I
what
say
you want out of
several weeks
that,
ago?
but yeah, go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
Chief Monkey, what did I say several weeks ago when someone asked, "Oh, this pay-per-view is going to tank"? I said, "No, it won't." In fact, this is going to be his very first pay-per-view that breaches the 1 million purchase mark since Golovkin 2. And do you know why? Because Munguia is a big star in Mexico. He is all over the media. He does so many media appearances in Mexico. They love this kid, right? And so because of him, you're not only going to see all of the Canelo fans turn up, but you're going to see all of the Canelo haters turn out from Mexico. Guys, don't be shocked. If you see the T-Mobile Arena, everyone's saying Munguia, Munguia.
Man,
guys, don't be shocked if you hear that several times throughout the fight.
I can guarantee, I can almost guarantee you guys will definitely hear some Munguia chats that night from the T-Mobile Arena. Khalid here says Canelo lied about wanting to rematch Bivol, and he lied about wanting to fight the best. Munguia and Ryder aren't accomplished.
Look, guys.
Well, that's again, those are things that his fans they have to answer to those things. They're the ones that said, we need these guys to they need to earn it. God damn it. They don't just get to go and fight Canelo for nothing. You know, they need to earn it. Well, again, call in. I want someone to call in and explain to me how Munguia earned it the way you guys say fighters need to earn it. Okay, come on, don't be afraid. Call in. We'll let you speak. Hey, my man Javier is here. He says running. David is the one going to 175. Well, that was all based upon what Canelo was going to do. If they were going to make the fight in May, he would have stayed his ass at 168. I can guarantee you that. But look, it's a question. I'm not saying that he is running. It's a question. That's why there's a question mark there at the end of the title.
Look, guys. David Benavidez going to 75 is an imminent certainty. Okay? In fact, in 2025, he won't be able to make 68 any longer, and he's going to be competing at 75 for good. Okay?
Yep.
The only reason why he's able to make 68 right now is because he's working with Memo. Heredia.
Shout out to my man Shadow Ghost in the chat, man. Guys, do me a favor, all right? Subscribe to my brother Shadow Ghost here, man. He's one of the few channels that I actually not only listen to, but actually participate in some of the lives over there, because, man, he really is a good fan of the sport. He doesn't do a lot of the garbage that you see these channels do out there. So check out my guy, man. Give him a chance. Subscribe to him, and you won't be disappointed, man. That's for sure.
Well, let's give the man a hand.
That's right. Let's give him a hand. Since we all know the result of Munguia versus Canelo, no one is breaking their head to predict that fight. I don't know, man. I think Munguia's a live dog. I think he's a live dog.
Let's get into that in just 1 second. Let's stay on the Dimitri Bivol. Canelo wasn't interested in a rematch, right?
Sure.
So here was the scoop, right? Here was the story. Now I wrote an article about this when it came out, right? How much do you think Dimitri Bivol deserved? And I'll tell you why this fight didn't happen. How much do you think he deserved for that rematch? G-Funky, how much do you think?
Maybe a little bit more than what he got in the first fight. But I know that's not what they asked for.
Dude, Do you think he deserved a 50-50 split?
Fuck no. No.
That's what he was asking for.
Yeah, see, that's the problem, guys. Yeah, again, like Joseph said, he felt like he was going to be the next big thing after beating Canelo the way that he did. Now, look, that was a great performance, great win for Bill, but yeah, look
Who
at the
determines
fact
that? Who
right,
determines that?
the fans
Mhm.
do. And yeah, no one is paying money to go see Bivol fight anywhere. That's why he's fighting over in Saudi, guys. That's
Mhm.
why do you think it took so long to make this undisputed fight at light heavyweight between him and Beterbiev? Because nobody here in the States wanted to pay the kind of money for that fight that these guys were asking for, even though it's a big
Mhm.
fight, right? All the
Mhm.
belts are on the line, and the hardcores, we love that shit. But again, no fans are gonna come and see it. They're gonna lose fucking money if they pay these guys what they want. So you know what? Hey, let the prince over there in Saudi pay for it. All right.
Most
And
people
look,
don't realize, Too Funky, that Bob Arum tried to negotiate with Eddie Hearn
yeah,
and
that's
Vadim
true. Yeah.
Kornloff, right? And what was Vadim Kornloff's response? No, there wasn't a serious offer.
Yeah, I can't do
In
the Russian
fact,
accent as good as you.
Vadim tried to negotiate with Oscar De La Hoya and Eric Gomez to make a fight with Jaime Munguia. And what was their
Indeed.
response? No, it wasn't a serious offer. Those flabby Americans, they just don't know what they're doing.
Oh, yes. Looks like that you're the one, my friend, who has unrealistic expectations when coming to the negotiating table. And shout out to my guy Terry Lane, who manages co-manager of the Big Bangs, Yulei Zhang. When he told us about Andy Ruiz and his father, how he's negotiating Andy Ruiz into obscurity, guys.
That is
And
true.
yes,
That
it
true.
is. And it was looking that way for Bivol. But the
Mhm.
Saudis came in and saved the day. So, you know.
Yep.
Yep. Let's see. Fotex here says we're gonna need a show focused on Beterbiev versus Bivol. That's an actual fight right there. Oh, indeed. We'll be talking about that the closer the fight date comes.
In fact, why
folks.
don't you re-announce the news that you broke yesterday?
Right. And that was, again, this is why you guys got to subscribe to my guy Joseph here at War Week Boxing, right? He does a weekly show with the one and only Ronnie Shields. Okay. And Ronnie came on and broke the news that in June 1st from Saudi Arabia, we're getting Philip Ergovich versus Daniel Dubois.
Co-main event.
Yep.
Co-main event.
Good scrap right there, guys. Yeah, good stuff there, man. And shout out to Ronnie Shields, man.
Oh, he did it unwillingly. He was kicking himself in the ass when he did it.
But hey, we gotta give Coach his shine, right? He deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, shout out to Coach Ronnie, man, for dropping the bomb on us yesterday. And hey, that news quickly circulated around the internet amongst the boxing writers and things like that. So hey, good stuff, Joe. Good stuff there, man.
Woo!
But again, guys, don't be shy to call in. All right, we want your thoughts on this, man. The one
Canelo Munguia.
Oh, and how
Say
about
what,
this,
man?
Joe? I think I might have lost some subscribers from the title of the video.
And you sound really broken up about that, G.
Oh man, you're breaking my heart. They don't even give the live a chance. They just seen fuck this guy, I'm out of here, you know.
Hey, it's mind over matter. You don't mind because they don't matter. That's it. That's it.
Oh, that's
Emmanuel
right.
Stewart taught me that.
Yep. Rest in peace to Emmanuel, man. One of the best, if not the best, trainers that we've seen in this sport, man. Um, but look, guys, I still think the Benavidez fight happens, man. I do. It's too big of a fight to not happen. I don't want to hear this nonsense about there's no demand for it. There's no money for it. And look,
Guys,
here's another
outside
thing.
of Terrence Crawford, outside of a fight with Terrence Crawford, it's the biggest money fight currently that Canelo could engage in. That's it.
Exactly, man. And I want to put this out there too, because I'm seeing this a lot, that people are getting upset at Samson Lukowitz for saying that, they offered 50 or 55 million, whatever it was that he said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, look, when he says, we offered him, right? The fans that don't like Benavidez will say, well, this guy ain't got no money to be offering Canelo that kind of money. Look, here's what I'll say. Look, Samson, I don't think English is his first language, guys, okay? So he doesn't have the best English, number one. Number two, when he says we offered him, I think he's just talking about Team Benavidez as a whole, right? That includes himself, PBC, who, he has a deal with where they fight on PBC cards. And he's even told me this, man, when I interviewed him, right? He said, this is out of his own mouth. And if you guys don't believe me, I could find the audio pretty quickly here. But he said, look, I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like I'm the big man that can offer all this kind of money. I don't. It's the networks, right, Joe? And that's exactly what he said. The networks set the budget, guys. Okay? Not Samson Lukowitz. So when he says that, right, he's talking about all those guys. Al Heyman, PBC, Samson Boxing, everyone included, right? Right or wrong, Joe?
Right on the money.
Yep.
Guys, seriously. This is how the money is dispersed, right? First of all, the major promoters, do you really think they spend a dime of their money?
Nope.
No. So this is how the money is dispersed. The site fee or the live gate pays for the prelims. All of the undercard bouts, it's paid for by the live gate or the site fee. The main event, the big steep pre-fight guarantees are paid for almost always by the networks, by what's called a licensing fee. Pay a licensing fee to get the distribution rights. That's why you pay that. And that's it. In this case, though, guys, with PBC, they're on a distribution deal only. This is why they put their foot down and said, no, we're forking over the coin. This is our investment now. So we're going to have someone who is a more attractive opponent than Jamal Charlo.
Indeed.
And that's why this has happened. G Funky, the floor is yours, sir.
Yes, we got our first caller of the night. 681. You were live on Boxing First.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up, man? It's Shadow Ghost, man.
Hey, Shadow, how you doing? Can you hear him, Joe?
Yes, sir.
All right, I want to make sure everyone can hear.
Hey, how you doing, Joe? I think I spoke with Joe a while back. It was like last year or something like that. But I hope he's doing all right, man. Hey, listen, I was laughing, man, because so you lost a couple of subscribers, huh? Because of the thumbnail.
Hey, well, you know something about that, right?
Hey, listen, man, if there's one thing that makes me laugh, bro, is when you, like, I'll get off a live and I'm like, damn, did I lose 6 subscribers? Like, what the hell? Like, you know, and it's like, it's just such an emotional community, man. But it's funny, man. I laugh at it, man. Sometimes I get to the point where I'm like, I wish I could find out what it was that kind of like made them unsubscribe, and I'll do that shit again tomorrow, you know, because it's like I'm tired of the emotional people. Look, I just try to be real, and I like the fact, bro, that you know more about the business as far as like the inside as I do, man. Look, I look at it like this. I know you said that you think that the fight will happen in September. I'm hoping for that, man, but I look at it like this. I don't know as far as Canelo personally. I can only go off what I've seen, and he looks like a straight up dude. So I don't think that like he's the type of person that would know he's going to be fighting somebody in September, and then just be like throwing out 200 million or whatever, and then knowing he's going to be fighting him, or you like, remember we were talking yesterday about Ryan, and I was like, hey, if I find out Ryan was lying about like, to start using kids and Jesus and all this stuff to build the fight, like I'm gonna lose a lot of respect for him, because like there's a million other ways that you could promote a fight other than that.
Indeed.
So, so I hope that like maybe it just, when you say you think the fight will happen in September, are you saying you just think it is going to pan out, or are you thinking that they already know that it's going to happen in September? But if that's the case, that means Canelo's just like, I don't know, riling people up for no apparent reason. But he just don't seem like that type. Like he honestly seems like he's annoyed, bro. He's annoyed. I remember last year there was an interview and they were asking him about David, and he just got upset. He was like, "Look, man, you keep asking me about this kid, man. This interview's over." So it's like I think he's just upset at this moment. And I disagreed with about 90% of the things that he said. The only thing I did agree with him about is that it'll never end, as far as the certain things that people want him to fight, or the certain people, because if it's not David, it'll be somebody else. And I'm not saying everyone's going to do that, but there's a lot of people out there that even if he was to fight David in September, it'll just transfer over to David Morrell or Bivol or Better Beeve or whatever like that. But that, to me, that's no excuse. As a boxing fan, I don't want to hear, I don't have to fight him. I mean, a couple years ago, I would have said that David Benavidez needed to fight other people and, carve his own lane. And to me, that's what he did. I mean, he fought Caleb Plant. He fought Boo Boo. I mean, now Boo Boo, I think Boo Boo was a little bit more, some people had, I'm not going to say hyped him up, because he was undefeated. It is what it is. But I just think his name was attached to Canelo with Jamal, as far as like, he's avoiding him. Canelo's avoiding him. So anyway, he fought him and he back to back. And so I'm looking at it like, if anybody has deserved this fight, it is David. I don't think Munguia has done much to deserve this fight. The only thing that I could see that this fight was happening, and I believe I was listening to Joseph speak right before I called, and it makes a lot of sense, is that if the rumors were true about PBC and the money issues, there's no way that they were going to get a kickback with that Jamal fight after he just fought his twin brother Jamel. And we saw what happened, and the performance of Jamel wasn't that great. And then people attached the twin to that, and not only that, but then you add in the fact that, he's not active and he's had issues with drinking or whatever it is behind the scenes. So I think PBC was like, this is not a lucrative fight. So who was the next lucrative fight? And I believe that it was either going to be Munguia, or it was going to be, what's his name? Who was it? Who was the other person that they were going to talk to? I think I was highly against it.
Berlanga?
If you say Berlanga, I'm going to shoot you.
Yeah, that's what Jim. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I said, if he fights Berlanga, bro, I'm gonna flip out, bro. I'm gonna flip out, because that's just ridiculous, bro. We're gonna watch a man he's gonna put Berlanga in the hospital, and that's just gonna be it. But the Munguia fight is a more lucrative fight. But I will say, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but I'm just going to say I just don't think that's the fight that people want to see. They want to see David, and I disagree with him when he says David hasn't earned it.
Yeah, and I want to harp on something, because I remember you were saying this, Shadow, a few days ago, maybe last week, about if you piss Canelo off, right? You continue to piss him off the way that the Benavidezes have. Yeah, he's not going to want to work with him. Now, Joseph, you have some firsthand experience being around Canelo early in his U.S. career, right? You worked with Don Chargan back then. Is there any truth to that?
Well, look. We were in Canelo's camp because our guy, Keandre Gibson, was his chief sparring partner to prepare him for Floyd Mayweather. And even back then, when he was still doing pay-per-view numbers with Riverside Rocky that were about 300,000, even back then, Okay, forgive me, guys. Canelo fans, hold your ears. But even back then, he was a prima donna bitch. Like, he actually threw out Keandre's trainer because James Gogi was trying to help him, trying to give him time to help him and Eddie, and he didn't want any part of it. Hey, who the hell's this guy? He said in Spanish. And he said, you know what? I don't want him here. Throw him out. Yeah, so he kicked out Gogi from his camp.
Man.
And before he did, Gogi pointed out, well, no wonder he fights in spurts. He's going to lose. He's going to lose to Mayweather. Because look how he works out. Look how he practices. Look how he trains. He fights in spurts in the ring because he does that in the gym. He'll burst for like 20 to 30 seconds on the heavy bag, and then he'll take a break for like 2 minutes. Walk around, take a sip of Gatorade, talk to people, and then he'll once again explode on the heavy bag for like 2 minutes or 20 seconds. And then he'll take another break for like 2 minutes. That's why he fights that way, guys.
It's almost like he's doing high intensity intervals or something like that.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. And Emmanuel Stewart taught me this. He combines speed with power. And that's why he's flat-footed. And two, he sacrifices volume. It was called the Emmanuel Stewart triangle. When you actually combine speed with power, you ultimately sacrifice volume. If you're dumb enough to combine all three, then you become Mike Tyson, a 3-round fighter.
Yeah. Yep. Everything is all power and explosiveness. And yeah, you're gonna, like you said, sacrifice volume, stamina down the stretch. Hey Joe, do me a favor, check your mic, man. I think you might be on the computer mic, but it's
no. I'm sorry. This is why I had to duck out and join back in. My computer actually just ran out of juice.
Oh, okay.
So I'm on my phone now, man. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
So now I sound like Steve Kim calling in.
But Shadow, go ahead and finish your point, brother.
Hey, yeah. I'm gonna finish this and I'm gonna get off the call. Hey, listen. First of all, I appreciate you having me. It's good talking with you too, Joe. Look, I'm gonna end with this. Look, I don't like this whole like, oh well, you know, the father was talking shit and I don't want to fight him because I don't like that, man. But I do look at it like this. There's a reality. Sometimes there's things in life that we don't like, you know, and the fact of the matter is that he was in the position. And now I don't remember, we were talking about this today as far as like, even Canelo can't sell like the way because of everything that's going on. And we were looking at the Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. We were looking at the seats over at the Barclays, and we noticed that it was like 90% still in blue. And then we looked at the Thurman in the Tazoo, and then now that Fundora is switched in, there's even more seats that are unavailable. And so even in the market today, plus for piracy, like we were talking about, like even Canelo doesn't do what he does. But the fact of the matter is that I don't like how he says that. But if the issue I had with the Benavidez camp, and it is what it is, people do business the way that they do. If you know the man, if you know that you're doing things that's going to irritate the man and push the fight further away, I'm not saying that that's definitely what was happening. I'm just saying if that was the case, if how you handle,
I'm sorry. Finish your thought, sir. I want you to hear something though, so please stay on the line.
Yeah. Okay, sure. I was just saying, because I covered this last week. People were going crazy. I mean, I'm like, listen, just hear me out, man. Just hear me out. I'm not saying that I agree with it. I'm not saying that I agree. What I am saying is, if you know somebody is being irritated with you and they have this prima donna attitude and stuff like that, right? Why would you keep doing things to lower your chances? That just makes me think that you don't want to fight. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that what Canelo is doing is right. What I'm saying is when you tell me and you tell the public, we will do anything to get this fight, and then you know that is pissing them off and making, even though I don't agree with it, it's like, I'm asking myself like, well, why would you keep doing that then? Like, you know, but it is what it is. I mean, because the cards are in Canelo's court, but that's basically what I wanted to say. But go ahead, Joe.
No, you're right on the money. I just want to hammer this because look, from being in the business for over 20 years now, Do you remember Vladimir Klitschko when Shannon Briggs was trolling him?
Let's go, champ.
Do you remember that? Let's go, champ.
Yeah.
How did that fight play out? Did he ever get that big money Vladimir fight?
No, he didn't.
Do you know why?
I think we know why, champ.
Yeah, because once again, Vladimir he pissed Vladimir off, and he's like, there's no way I'm gonna make that guy a career high payday. I refuse to give that guy millions of dollars for stepping in the ring with me. If they look, for all intents and purposes, guys, now listen up. This is the reality of the situation. I know you guys like to see bad blood on the weigh-in stage and the weigh-in ceremony, whatever the hell it's called now, because what you're seeing is not them actually stepping on the scale. And, that already happened, guys. It's a ceremony now.
Yep.
And so when you see that, all the bad blood that you see, right, getting in their face, pushing each other, pushing Rolly Romero off stage, that's all fabricated nonsense, guys. For all intents and purposes, they are business partners. So this is what you see when you go to a WBC convention. You'll see the great Roberto Duran embrace Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh, yeah.
Even though at the time when they were fighting, boy, you would have sworn that they hated each other. But that's not the reality, guys. That's for the fans. That's for the media in attendance. The reality is, if they don't like you, they will absolutely refuse to make you a rich man at their expense. And so they'll, like, if Canelo doesn't like you, he'll give you the Demetrius Andrade treatment. What did he say? Get the F out of here, man. He'll tell you to your face, no, I am not going to give you a big payday.
See, but Joe, that was my whole thing, man. My whole thing is like, look, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Like, oh, the father's talking shit, I don't want to fight. But my whole thing is like, if you know that though, right? Why would you continue to do something that's lowering your chances to get the fight? Now, I know a lot of people, they overlook that. Some people just straight up hate Canelo, and a lot of the criticism is valid. You know what I mean? But I'm saying some people, they just overlook these things. I'm like, well, you're not seeing what the Benavidez camp like you don't.
No, that's right. I'm supporting everything.
Do they really want to fight? Like, I ask myself, like,
that's right. I'm supporting every single thing that you just said. That's why I told that story, because it's absolutely true. And I've confirmed this with several guys who have worked very closely with Canelo, and I've seen it with my own eyes. He's a prima donna bitch, and he's an egotistical. Yeah. This guy, his ego is the size of Jupiter. And he is ultra competitive. And he is not going to make you money if he doesn't think you deserve it or if you don't kiss his ass. That's the reality.
Yep.
You need to agree. This is
how much respect Munguia was giving him. Munguia was giving him a lot of respect, you know.
Oh, of course. Of course. Now, once again, why isn't he working with Eddie Hearn right now? From what I was told in their meeting. Now, Eddie Hearn said, look, with all due respect, Eddie, now he's talking to Eddie Reynoso, right? He's a manager and trainer. Now, with all due respect, Eddie, now let me do my job. I'm the promoter, and you're just a trainer. So Eddie Reynoso goes, really? Is that the case? Well, you know what? You can kiss my big brown ass. And he turned around and walked over to the other side of the street again, PBC.
Yep.
That's the reality. That's what I was told, is that Eddie Hearn pissed off Eddie Reynoso. And so they went back to PBC and struck a deal, a one-fight deal with them. If you piss them off,
see that? I don't see that. See right there. See, look, that's the thing. And I gotta go after this. But first off, I just want to say, look, that is the thing I'm talking about. Like, I don't like that. I don't like the fact that you gotta kiss somebody's ass to fight. Like, we shouldn't be like holding his arm behind his back to fight a mandatory. But at the same time, when I know there is no, it's just like how you know, Joe, there's no way the Benavidez camp doesn't know that about him. So if they do, I'm looking at this and I'm like, well, why do you guys keep doing shit that's going to make him like,
Shadow Ghost.
It just makes me think, like, do you even want to fight? Like,
Shadow Ghost, listen, the Benavidez clan, they can't help themselves. This is the way they're wired. I met Jose Jr. back when he was campaigning at 135 when he was a prospect with Top Rank Boxing. And it was on the undercard or the night before Pacquiao versus Claudio, right, in Arlington. That's how long I've known these guys, and they've always been that way. When you speak to them personally, they're cool. Cooler than the other side of the pillow. But when they start talking about boxing, they get puros chingazos, brother. They want to strap it on. They want to tell you that you ain't shit. But here it is. Now think about this. Now I want you all guys to think about this relatively. Would you want to do business with someone who you couldn't stand if you owned your own business? Would you want to make them a rich man?
Of course not.
Well, why can't everyone understand that? That's the reality.
I don't. Listen. Remember when I said I lost subscribers? I lost subscribers, and I was laughing, bro. I lost subscribers because I was like, look, all I'm asking is if you know you're doing something that's lowering your chances, why would you continue to do that? And that's it. Emotional.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at both sides, bro. Like, I don't agree with this prima donna shit. At the same time, I want to see the fight as a fan. You know? Like, I want to see this fight. So if I see you doing something and you know what you're doing is making it worse, I have to beg to ask that question. Do you really want it? Because you're telling everybody I'll do everything, but then you're purposely like, it looks like to me you're purposely like pissing this man off so we won't see the fight. But anyway, man, listen, it was good talking with y'all, and I appreciate you having me on, G Funky, and Joe. Good talking to you, man.
Of course, brother.
Good talking to you, Shadow.
And do me a favor, guys.
Take care.
Subscribe to Shadow Ghost. All right. Thank you, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. God bless.
All right, let's give him a hand on the way out. My man Shadow, man, good guy right there, man. Good channel. Check him out. Steven here says Canelo knows the WBC won't strip him. They love the money too much. Exactly, man. Exactly.
No, of course. That's the reality, guys. That is the reality.
Yes. So don't let these guys tell you that Benavidez he's the one that doesn't want to fight because he didn't want to force a mandatory. Like, again, that means dick in this situation, guys. Okay. It means fucking nothing. So, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Tight 60. Like always, I got my children that I got to deal with now and forever until I'm pushing up daisies. You know what I'm talking about, Joe?
Oh, boy. You had to mention that. My word. Yes.
I have to do it until the death, baby. Until the death, I'm taking care of these children.
I'll tell you what. You're a good man, brother. And dude, the last thing I want to say this is, let me ask you. Look, no, seriously, man. Man, you killing the deal. You asking for TV rights, you killing the deal. You killing the fight. Yeah, okay. So to anyone who believed that, Viva Mexico, cabrones! Woo!
Oh, and check it out. I lost another subscriber. Womp, 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 womp.
Oh, boy.
You guys, I tell you what, I don't give a damn what you do, all right? I got 2 words for you.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man. And look, we got a hater here in the chat right now getting in his
feelings. Oh, let's put it up, brother. Put it up before you sign off.
Nah, fuck him. He can kiss my ass. I don't got time for that. I got my kids I got to go do stuff with. But thank you guys for joining in. And again, don't be afraid to call in when the phone lines are open. Anyone can call. All right. We'll talk with you. We'll listen to what you have to say. We'll answer any questions. All right. So thank you all for watching on Twitter as well as YouTube. And for those of you who will watch it after this thing is over, I'm G Funky Boxing. For my co-host, Joseph Heron, we're out of here. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good night.
I'm the Dread Pirate.